الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا ثم أما بعد. الإمام النووي رحمه الله تعالى يقول كتاب الأدب من رياض الصالحين, the book of good manners from رياض الصالحين, باب الندب إلى إتيان الصلاة والعلم ونحوهما من العبادات بالسكينة والوقار, chapter the excellence of walking towards the masjid to perform a salah with tranquility. Now if I ask you the question, when you guys were coming here for Salat al-Isha, can you tell me if you were driving past the speed limit or around that speed limit? Most of us, when we come to the masjid, we come right before the adhan, right? It's not even before the iqamah. So alhamdulillah, from my house to the masjid, it's only 5 minutes. So you leave right 5 minutes plus 30 seconds, so you could get to the car, so you could drive, you arrive inshallah ta'ala on time. That's what we usually do. But then when you have someone who's driving slow in front of you, what do you start doing?
You get angry.
You get upset, right? You get angry, you lose your tempers, and then you lose your reward for the salah. Many of us, unfortunately, that's what we do. When we come to the masjid, we don't really follow that sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. We wait till the last minute. And that's when we come, we lose this etiquette of coming to the masjid with sakina and waqar, which means with tranquility and peace. And wallahi, it should be actually taken seriously in consideration. When you come to the masjid, you need to take that in consideration. قال الله تعالى ومن يعظم شعائر الله ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. And whosoever honors the symbols and the rituals and the rites of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it is truly from the piety of the heart. One of these issues when you come to the masjid, I know that it's allowed and it's halal for us to come casual, there's nothing wrong with that. However, there's a difference between coming casual and coming too casual. So when you come to the masjid, it depends on how much you value what you're doing. Yes, you are at home, you're just taking the break from your kind of lazy mood in the house to come to pray. But when you come to the masjid, it's salah. You're going to be standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-A'raf. قال الله تبارك وتعالى يا بني آدم خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد. All children of Adam, خذوا زينتكم means dress nicely, take your zina, your adornment when you come to the masjid. Of course, in some circumstances you're in a hurry, there's some situation going on, that's different. But whenever you come to the masjid regularly, you should actually do that. At least have something that is relatively casual or semi-casual that's ready there for you at home. When you leave, like thobe, for example. Just like a thobe. Whenever you're ready to go to the salah, just pull it on top of your casual clothes and come to the masjid dressed nicely for this, inshallah ta'ala. وقال عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إذا أقيمت الصلاة فلا تأتوها وأنتم تسعون وأتوها وأنتم تمشون وعليكم السكينة فما أدركتم فصلوا وما فاتكم فأتموا متفق عليه. In this hadith, Abu Hurairah says he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, when the words of the Iqamah are pronounced and Salah is about to start, none of you should run to it. So when you hear the Imam is in Salah, don't run from the parking lot to come to the masjid. If you hear the Imam has finished your recitation and about to bow down for the ruku', this is not the time for you to exercise. It's the time to come and join the Salah. So you do it and you walk quietly. قال فلا تأتوه وأنتم تسعون. Don't run to catch the Salah. وأتوها وأنتم تمشون. Come to the masjid, come to the Salah while you're walking. Because that's a sign of tranquility, sign of serenity. قال وعليكم السكينة. And walk calmly with tranquility to join. فما أدركتم فصلوا. Why are you running anyway? Aren't you running to catch the Salah? Of course. So therefore, just take it easy. فَمَا أَدْرَكْتُمْ فَصَلُّوا. Whatever you catch with the Imam, just join right there. Which means if the Imam is in sujood, what do you need to do? Keep standing until he stands up for the next rak'ah? No. Just say Allahu Akbar and go down for the second with takbirah to the sujood position. قال وَمَا فَاتَكُمْ فَأَتِمُّوا. And whatever you miss, then you complete or you make up for that. So when the Imam finishes, just stand up, complete your salah, or make up for that salah. So we learn from this the Prophet ﷺ, even though as an ummah we should really show strength and power But that's not the time for this. When you come to the Salah, you need to come with tranquility and peace. Don't run, don't rush. Don't start your Salah with your mind too busy with what you have seen outside or just trying to catch your breath. That's not actually the proper etiquette to join a Salah. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Any questions, Imam? Inshallah, tranquility, tabarakallah.
I have a question. Sometimes when you're reciting, we're behind you, Shaitan comes and starts whispering, or of course you remember something a project that's waiting you.
Deadline.
And even you say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem," and it still keeps going, or you move to a different subject.
So what do you do about the whispers of the shaitan?
Yeah, is that?
And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال ذلكم شيطان يقال له خنزر. This is a shaitan comes to you whispering, and you keep just when you start your salah, he reminds you with everything you lost last year even. Shaitan would come to you and he's very clever. He would come to remember the key you lost it, actually that's in that place and that place. The file you misplaced on the computer, all that stuff comes to your mind, subhanAllah. Why? Because the shaitan is very clever. The moment you finish the salah, it's gone. SubhanAllah, it's unbelievable. So what's the solution for this? The Prophet ﷺ said, if this becomes excessive in your salah, then you turn to the left and you blow 3 times. And then you say, أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه. Then you continue with your salah. Now, if this doesn't work out for one time, then in this case you have a serious problem in how you perform your salah. You need to work on preparing for your salah, not just right before the beginning of salah. You need to take time, just like a buffer zone, where you need to make wudu, you need to pray the sunnah, sit down, make dua, make dhikr until inshallah Adhaan and Iqamah, or maybe if you're praying by yourself, then you pray the fard when you're not completely feeling tranquility and peace. But if you always just make wudu and come to the salah, chances you're always going to get busy with whatever actually occupies your mind. Wallahu a'lam. نعم.
سؤال يمكن نقول سهل. كيفية صلاة الوتر؟
نعم.
ركعات 3 ركعات يعني كيف تتم الطريقة الصحيحة لصلاة الوتر؟
What is the proper way of making Salat al-Witr? The Prophet ﷺ, whenever he travels, whenever he's resident, he never actually quits praying 2 salawat. Of the sunnah, I'm talking about the sunnah. He never quits praying Sunnat al-Fajr or Salat al-Witr. Salat al-Witr is Salah al-Akhira fil Lail. It's the last thing you pray after Salat al-Isha. So when you pray your sunnah, you pray your nafil if you want to do Qiyam Lail and so on, then you do Salat al-Witr. Al-Witr, Nabi ﷺ, he used to do, his average witr was actually 3 rak'ah. And when we talk about witr, it's the odd number. It could be 1 rak'ah, 3, 5, 7. The Prophet ﷺ, there were some reports that he did up to 13. He did witr up to 13. The ulama who said that he did up to 13, they count the 2 rak'ah sunnat al-isha, and then 4 rak'ah qiyam al-layl, and then 3 rak'ah for salat al-witr. So they counted in that fashion. Eventually that's the highest he did, salawatullahi wa salam alayhi. But the average, most of the time he would do 3 salawatullahi wa salam alayhi. There were many reports on how he performed that. The most popular of the sunnah of the Prophet to pray thalath continuous. 3 continuous basically. There's no tashahhud in between. Except in Madhab Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, Salat al-Witr resembles Salat al-Maghrib to them. Meaning you pray 2, you sit down for tashahhud, then you stand up, you make the 3rd rak'ah. But the most actually and authentic and accurate in that is to pray 3 in a row without any tashahhud until the end of your salah. However, if you feel, let's say, too tired, too exhausted, too lazy, you couldn't do it, or maybe you woke up late, you don't have time to pray 3 rak'ah before Adhaan al-Fajr, then do 1. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said to Bilal. قال فَإِنْ خَشِيَ أَحَدُكُمُ الْفَجْرِ. He said, Salatul Lail mathna mathna. Salat Qiyam al-Layl should be in units of 2. فَإِنْ خَشِيَ أَحَدُكُمُ الْفَجْرِ. If one of you is afraid that Fajr will start or will come in, then فَلْيُوتِرْ بِوَاحِدٍ. Let this person make witr by praying 1 rak'ah. So some of the ulama, they actually differentiate or basically divided the witr into 2 parts. 2 rak'ah for shafa' and 1 rak'ah for witr, separate from each other. But Wallahu the most actually appropriate is to pray 3 in a row altogether. Wallahu ta'ala. نعم.
أنت ذكرت خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد.
نعم.
أحيانا الزينة ممكن تختلف، فهم الزينة من شخص لشخص يختلف.
صحيح لا شك.
لكن في حاجة في السنة يعني ذكر عن الزينة
نعم.
وأن تلتزم فيها.
The ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-A'raf about خُذُوا زِينَتَكُمْ, take your adornment when you come to the masjid or when you do your salah. By the way, the ayah of Ibn Abbas, he said, it doesn't mean when you come to the masjid only. No, عند كل مسجد يعني عند كل صلاة. Even when you pray at home, you should pray properly. The minimum of zina is that when someone knocks on your door, you feel comfortable opening the door and receive those people as guests. This is the minimum. I know in this culture, the minimum becomes so weird these days. Yeah. So people, they can open doors with whatever actually they're wearing. Yeah, Allah musta'an. But we're talking about what is considered sound among the people. Something appropriate, nice to etiquette. Just like we said, the standard is different. The standard is different. I'm not saying there's a specific standard, but eventually what is known to be nice clothes for people to come, when they come to the masjid, it's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. So the standard is actually, there's no specific standard here. Wallahu a'lam. Now,
Sheikh, you said, I believe, I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong, that if you're praying by yourself at home, let's say I want to do Salat al-Maghrib by myself,
no.
I don't have to do Adhaan and Iqamah.
No.
Just say Allahu Akbar because of the niyyah, it's to pray,
no.
and just proceed, right?
Mm-hmm. The question is, if someone is praying Faridah by himself at home, for example, do you have to make the Adhaan or Iqamah? The answer is no, you don't have to do the Adhaan and Iqamah. You could simply just start Salah by saying Allahu Akbar with your intention in the heart, what you're praying for, if it's Maghrib, Isha or Dhuhr, and then your Salah will be okay, inshallah ta'ala. Adhaan and Iqamah is not obligatory on the individual, because the Adhaan is to inform the public with the beginning of time of Salah, and the Iqamah is to call the congregation to get together to start the congregational prayer. But are you allowed to do it as an individual? Absolutely. Is there a reward for you if you do that? Of course there is a reward for you if you do that. Wallahu a'lam. Now,
so if you're doing it with your family, you want to do it.
If you're doing jama'ah at home, if you're praying in congregation at home with your family, then you do iqamah.
Okay.
But if you're doing it separately by yourself, then there is no need for you to do iqamah. Wallahu a'lam.
So the basis for iqamah is to bring people to get
The
ready.
basis of the iqamah is to get the people together to start the congregational prayer.
So if everybody is standing by the time the imam approaches,
Mm-hmm.
then there is no need for iqamah.
So everybody is already standing, and the imam is already actually in his position. So do we need to do the iqamah? The answer is yes, because that's the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Even though he was there in the masjid, and they call him for the iqamah, they would still actually, they would still recite the iqamah anyway. Wallahu ta'ala. So,
Talking about Adhan, Jummah has two Adhan. Do we have to give two Adhan, or one is sufficient, or why do we have to?
Jummah actually has one adhan. Jummah has one adhan. The other adhan was called to alert the people who are not in the masjid to get ready for the salah. That's the thing. How it happened? It happened at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala, and part of the time of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. Jummah had always had only one adhan, actually. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, when he saw the people slow down and they're coming to the masjid, getting too busy with the market, the city expanding, and now people are getting too busy really with the dunya. So what he did radiallahu ta'ala, he started sending a mu'adhin to call the adhan in the marketplace. The suq, the mu'adhin used to call the adhan in the marketplace right before the actual adhan for the Jummah. So the first adhan was before the time of Salat al-Jum'ah started. Why is that? To alert the people, those on the marketplace, to get ready, time is coming and approaching. Back then they didn't have watches like we have today. So how do they know about Salat al-Jum'ah or Salat al-Jum'ah? They guess. They look at the sun, okay, it's coming close. But of course when the season changes, sometimes that shadow deceives you. So some people they miss it, sometimes they come too early, they come too late, so it depends of course. Now that we have all these times and everything, everyone knows Jummah is at 1:45. So whether you see the shadow, you don't see the shadow, you know that Jummah is at 1:45. Do we have to do the two adhans? We don't have to do the two adhans. Besides, the first adhan, what's the purpose of it? Is it to call the people to make sunnah? There was no such thing actually for the first adhan. It wasn't for that reason when calling for it. Now, even when we call that first adhan, we still call it in the masjid. So alerting the people who live around the masjid is not applicable to our time because we're not using loudspeakers anyway. So what's the meaning of having two adhans in the masjid in this case? If you just say, just to follow the example for Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, that is fine. But if you say, well, there is no need for it, in this case we resort to the example of Rasulullah, Bakr and Umar, and then that's okay as well. I personally don't really think that we need 2 adhans in this masjid. I don't think we need 2 adhans in this masjid. One is sufficient. People, they come, they know Salatul Jummah is at 1:45, so they can come and they pray as many sunnahs as they want, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala. Wallah.
Is Adhan not given to like normal days, 5 times a day, for when the Salah time starts? So
Yes.
they give the Adhan. But Jummah Adhan is specific when the Imam goes on the number.
That's the adhan that we give. That's the only adhan that we give, which is when the Imam comes on the member. Nah. Wallah.
Different from regular.
Yeah, because Salatul Jummah is different from Dhuhr. So it has a special reason. That's why its adhan comes with the Salah, not before or after. Nah. Last question, inshallah. I'll give you one other chance.
Why is Friday like such a big day?
Why is Friday such a big day? Because it's the biggest day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He created Adam, He created him on Friday. When Adam was admitted to Al-Jannah, it was Friday. When he was given the blessings, it was Friday. When he came down on earth to receive again the blessing, fulfill the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the plan of Allah, it was also Friday. And the Prophet ﷺ says, the day of judgment will not be established except on Friday. So eventually Friday is a very special day. And the Prophet ﷺ says, even though we were the last nation to arrive as Ummah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the day that comes before Saturday and Sunday. So even though we came last, but we took the day that before them. So subhanAllah, we took the blessed day of Yawm al-Jum'ah. The Prophet ﷺ said that on that day there's an hour, which is sometimes, you could say a few minutes, or 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, Allahu A'lam. In that particular time of the day of Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer the dua. Now, which hour is that? What time is that? The ulama have difference of opinion. Some they say it's when the Imam is on the member. Others they say when it's between Asr and Salat al-Maghrib. Wallahu ta'ala. Nah. Yes.
If you pray the Witr, can you still pray Qiyam al-Layl afterwards?
If you pray Witr before you go to sleep, can you still pray Qiyam al-Layl? If you don't plan to do Qiyam al-Layl, then you need to pray Witr and go to sleep. Let's say you couldn't sleep. After 1 or 2 hours, you find yourself, too tired, you cannot sleep. So in this case, what should I do? In this case, you need to stand up and do Qiyam al-Layl if you want to. And you add another Witr at the end, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala, because that wasn't planned. But if you have a plan to wake up for Qiyam al-Layl, then you should delay your Witr, inshallah ta'ala. Same thing, if you just went to sleep and you woke up 3-4 hours later, you found yourself, mashallah, very strong and you're willing to do Qiyam al-Layl, go for it. Do Qiyam al-Layl and do another Witr, 1 rak'ah, inshallah ta'ala, and that will suffice you within Allah Azza wa Jalla. Wallahu ta'ala. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu